Why is photographing old grave markers, indeed entire cemeteries, so important? On September 10th, 2016, I traveled to Lost Grove Cemetery to search for two family stones for a distant researching family member. On arrival, the devastation there was astonishing. The day before, Lost Grove Cemetery had suffered a direct hit from a tornado. It's an old cemetery with a lot of old stones from the early 19th century right up into the 60s when burials there ceased. Stones, both large and small, were just scattered through the grass like wooden blocks left out by some giant child after playtime. A swirling circular pattern was carved across the adjoining fields, leading right up to and then from the cemetery. The south part of the cemetery was hit hardest. Enormous stones had been lifted from their plinths and jammed into the earth at awkward angles. Rows of obelisks were lying in the grass, all neatly lined up. The stones on the south side fell to the east, and the stones on the north side fell to the west in relation to the circular spiral of the tornado. All that remained of one very old stone was a pile of limestone dust with a few chips slung out in a half moon shape as the enormous weight of an obelisk just crushed it right on top of it. Here you can see the Victorian mausoleum and several evergreen trees from before the tornado. And here, this is September 10th. 4 of the trees had been stripped of their bark like bananas, snapped off, bundled up into a wild tangle, and deposited in a pile. The mausoleum's decorative corners and carved stones that had been in place for 115 years were ripped off. This spring I'll return to Lost Grove and search among the surviving stones, hoping that I can find the 2 that were requested, but they may be gone. Photograph while you can.